Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to a review slash let's play of Battletech. If you don't know what Battletech is, Battletech, the video game, is based off of Battletech, the tabletop game. Large stompy robots, dice rolling, they go around the map and fight. Battletech has been modified now into, video game. Basically, large stompy robots, as I said, running around, shooting each other, jumping around, and all that stuff. This game is made by Harebrained Schemes. Jordan Wiseman and Mitch Gittleman are the two primary guys behind that company. There's a whole bunch of employees, but those are the two main guys. The reason why I specifically mention them is because Jordan Wiseman is pretty much the guy that brought Battletech to the mainstream back in, I want to say the 70s. It may be a little older than that. Not 100% sure about that. And then Mitch Gittleman has been involved in making MechWarrior games for a very long time. One of his main things is Mech Commander. He made them. He's worked with Microsoft. He made also Crimson Skies, which was also a very, very good game. Mech Assault, which he refuses to admit even exists. I believe he's not a fan of it, but he made it. Overall, they all have a very, very, very long and rich history in the MechWarrior / Battletech franchises. Obviously, Jordan Wiseman from the beginning. Now, two of them put together, they've now created this, their new baby, Battletech itself. Modern video game, turn-based tactical simulator is what I want to call it. You command your mechs, and you go forth on the battlefield and fight, which we're going to do. Couple things. This is just the beta backer, so this is just a skirmish mode. The final version of the game will have a campaign, an unending campaign, where you have two things you can do. Number one, you can follow the campaign mode story and go down that road, and then it never ends, but the campaign itself, the storyline of the campaign will end, and you can still continue. Or you can just go off and do your own thing if you want to. You don't have to care about the campaign if you don't want to. But the story will still continue on, and there will be an outcome that will affect you, but you can still continue anyways. There'll be PvE, basically skirmish mode, which we're doing right now, and then there'll be a PvP, one player, one versus one, basically 4 max on 4 max match. Looking forward to it. I like it. So this is this skirmish, which is probably going to be almost the same screen as probably the PvP. It's probably just going to be a matter of I select my mechs on the left, the person selects their on the right. In the middle here will probably be extra little things. Overall, though, I like it. The ability to pick the different moods, the different maps. Overall, I'm really excited for this, but I digress. Let's get into the game, shall we? And we'll break down. And we'll break down some of the information as to what certain things are. I've played already about 5 or 6 matches, so I'm kind of getting used to it. There is no settings to turn down the audio, so I do apologize in advance if the game audio is a little high. Overall, though, after playing about 5 or 6 matches, I do have to say I love this game. I like the feel that it gives you, the ambiance, the mood in the matches, the explosions, the sense of accomplishment you get in some of the fights. Like when a Locust punches an Atlas and the Atlas goes down. It's happened. Fortunately, it was my Atlas, but it still happens. So here we go. So this is a turn-based, what I would call turn-based tactical strategy at this point. Basically, in the game, you run around and shoot each other. As you can see here, we have our 4 different pilots. We have our morale system here, where we actually build up morale as we go, and we can inspire or basically give a buff or a boost to one of our pilots, so they can either hit harder, do a death from above, which is basically jump jetting and landing on someone a little better, and doing lots of damage. Over here on the left, it shows what our objective is. We basically just to destroy the enemy lanes, kill all 4 of them. As we scroll down here on the screen a little bit, that is where they're starting, so we know where the bad guys are. We'll zoom in here a little bit. So here are our stompy robots. we've got ourselves a Hunchback 4G, another 4P, two Hunchback 4Ps, sorry. This one actually has the lasers instead of the autocannon, like this one has. I was supposed to have two of those, but I screwed that up. We have a Commando 2D and a Locust 1M. The other side has mechs that I don't remember. Overall, on this thing here, I'm going to show you guys some information on this Hunchback right here. So as you can see, here's all the weapons that this guy has. You can see there's 3 lasers there. I can't get a good angle. There's a laser down here, another one here, another one here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know where the other ones are. There should be 3 more in here, but they're not showing for some reason. They're using the models from MechWarrior Online, with some modifications obviously made to them for themselves, which to me already means they're already way more detailed than they should be. Couple things you need to know as well when we click on the guy here. There is melee in the game, so you can actually walk up and punch, which is amazing. And I'm actually going under the screen. You can punch the guys, kick them, headbutt them. It's amazing. As you can see, our 4 pilots, they all have different options. So you can attack someone, obviously move, sprint, which means you run at full tilt. When you sprint, it goes beyond your move. Depending on how far you sprint, obviously, which is increasing your move distance, your actual range, that uses up your turn. You cannot sprint and shoot, but you can walk and shoot. You have the ability to, back up. You have your extra little power here, or the ability to jump jet. You can tell them to brace, which means they just prepare to get shot, which is pretty good. And then over here, we have some information. I'm actually going to use it here, because as you can see, it's the same here, up here. I'm just going to show it up here better. So you have your 2 bars. First one, which is this right here, that's your armor. The one on the left, the little darker gray one, that's your structure, your internal abilities. So if you start losing your armor, you can get possibly holes in that armor, which can then cause damage to internal structure. When you get damage to internal structure, you get things like critical hits. Critical hits can destroy weapons, jam ammo, blow up ammo. It can even technically, if it hits you in the head and you get a critical hit in the head, it can kill your pilot. It happens. I've one-shotted a head with an AC-20 with one of these 4Gs on an, I believe it was a light, and it just went down right away. You have then this bar here. This second bar is your heat bar. So every weapon in the game generates a certain amount of heat internally to the mech. As your heat builds up, it will start having an impact on your movement, on your ability to fire, just how your weapons are more efficient or less efficient. And on top of that, the more you heat up, the more possible you'll take internal damage, meaning your mech is actually melting from the inside. So you may not even get shot at, but you keep shooting and shooting and shooting with a guy, and all of a sudden you'll start taking internal damage. That's because you're melting from the inside out, which is really good. Then down here below is the, I think it's the stability. Basically, depending on how your mech is standing, what kind of ground it is, your mech will have a stability. That's the ability to basically keep standing. You can actually knock people down. Now, on the tabletop, it's all based off of basically amount of damage you take. If you take at least 20 points of damage or take a hit to the head, you have to do a pilot roll to see how stable you are if you fall down or not. The way they've transplanted this into the game is they basically build up a stability marker. Once you get past this little line here, you can be knocked down. You become unstable, which is really cool. Same with the internal structure damage, as I mentioned, for the heat. There's a little line there. Once you go past that line, you start doing damage to yourself. But enough about that. Let's get into the fight, shall we? First thing we're going to do is we're going to get our lights. I'm going to tell them to run.
Moving to position.
Our other locust here, you're going to sprint as well. I want you to sprint to about there.
Heading out.
I want our hunchbacks,
Understood.
both of them,
Moving
to move together. Now, before you actually reach the enemy, you actually can move all your guys all at once. Once you've moved all your guys, so does the other team. Once you get a sensor lock or a sensor ping from the other team, you then go into the turn-based mode. which is, or even more turn-based, the initiative mode. So we haven't seen anybody yet. Every mech has a certain initiative. Now, certain pilots can get better initiatives depending on their skills. Basically, every mech has an initiative of 5 to 1. The higher the initiative, the quicker, the earlier you get to go. So things like light mechs and light mechs get to go first because they're the fastest, right? They get to go quicker. They can react quicker. While assault mechs, the big, heavy 100-ton mechs, are the slowest to react, are the slowest to move, are the last ones to shoot. They also have, obviously, the most amount of firepower. And you slowly work your way, which we'll see momentarily. We're going to move our commando here. He's still going to continue sprinting. We're going to sprint him up this way and keep him looking.
Ready for orders.
Our locust is going to do the same thing.
Moving to position.
Hunchback and hunchback.
Certainly.
Now we should be seeing our bad guys any second now. I'm going to put my light mechs up here so they can see if anyone's pushing this side of the map. If by chance the enemy, because these maps are huge, is pushing this side of the map, then we're probably going to take a while to find them. And it looks like we still haven't... Yeah, we still haven't come across them yet. So they might actually be pushing this way. Which is a possibility. Which is a big possibility. And I'm also running in behind stuff.
Receiving you. Position confirmed. Roger. Have no doubt it will be done.
Because I'm trying to run a little bit of a more mobile force. So if they're all going this way, and we're going this way, theoretically, oh, there we go. Whoa! 20-ton mech. That's probably a locust. That is a locust. They see me now. So now we go into the initiative system. Because as of this moment, we're actually going to be fighting. So, first comes first. We got 2 and 4 and 2 and 3. We got 4 guys that work during... So here is the initiative system. So, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, someone can technically be a 5. Because there's only 4 classes. There's lights, which go on turn 4. Or initiative 4. Mediums, which are initiative 3. Heavies, which are initiative 2. And then assaults, which are initiative 1. Now, theoretically, you can actually be an initiative 5 if you have a pilot that has a light mech that has the ability to actually go first automatically. Basically get a lower initiative. What we're going to do is we're actually going to use our LRM boat here.
Waiting on you, Commander.
If I moved up to here and then shot, the only problem is that kind of gives me... I want to make sure there's no one over here that can shoot me. Yeah, there it is, right there. There's the other 55-tonner. So I'm going to shoot... That's a cool map. I'm going to fire everything. So a couple of our missiles hit. That's no big deal. Usually with missiles, when it's a percentage, that's the percentage of missiles that will miss. So basically you look at it and go, okay, well I have X amount of weapons. So X amount of weapons should actually hit. You're actually going to go here.
I'll do what I can.
I'm going to leave our hunchbacks inside the forest a little bit and have them shoot into these guys. You've got actually a really good chance of hitting. So, what's on this screen? Well, first off, this is my hunchback, obviously, with all his information. I forgot to show you this last time. This is the enemy mech. So right now, he's taking some hits on his right arm, his right leg, and nothing else really. He's taking 1 tick of damage. His stability is being pushed. Currently, if I look at him, he's got evasive, which means he has a 50% chance to dodge my weapons. Plus, he's got a +4 to his defense because he was running. Fix my turn. I, on the other hand, have Master Technician, which makes me go a little sooner, which is a good thing. And I have my weapons down here in the bottom right. And here is my health for my mech, which is basically the exact same as up there. This, I don't understand what that is, but that might be for a placeholder or something. And then here's what my mech has. Right now, my mech has Forest. So we get a 25% reduction to our damage automatically because we're kind of in cover. We also have cover. We get an additional 25% reduction in damage. Then we also have a +2 to our defense because we were moving. Basically, the whole rule with movement is the more you move, the harder it is for you to hit. The further you move, the faster you are moving, the harder it is for you to hit. Overall, we have an AC 20. If you look at each map, each weapon, it tells us how much damage it can do. So right now we have 10 shots at AC 20 ammo. It can do 100 damage. But right now there's only a 65% chance we're actually going to hit with an AC 20 round because the target moves, so that's a +4. Remember this ring right here. It's also, if I scroll over it, it also has a target size, so it's a small mech. So that makes it a little harder to hit as well. So that's a +2, or another +1 to make it a +4, or a +5. Now, the shot modifier is a +4 because we're also at a higher weapon elevation. So just classic, we can actually shoot down at our target. So we actually have a +4 to hit. Lasers is the same thing, except we get a weapon accuracy of -1 for both of those. I'm actually going to fire everything for now. And here you'll see how much our actual heat will build up. And it shows you right here with the number, just what initiative they'll go at, which is a good thing. So, we hit it with the AC 20, which took out the right leg, right torso, and right arm. But we missed with our medium lasers. AC 20 to the win. It's going to get up. And it's probably going to try to retreat. Yeah. It's toast at this point. He'll try to get away, but our other hunchback is going to come around and flank him, and we're going to hit him. No big deal. 14 damage.
Come on, send me a real mech warrior.
So Kraken, which is our other locust, he's actually got LRMs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him into a better position. So LRMs are long-range missiles. You got long-range missiles, medium lasers, autocannons, all sorts of stuff. We're actually going to fire just our 2 LRMs at this guy.
Engaging with target.
So 80% of our missiles hit this guy. He's doing pretty bad. One of their 55 tonners is withdrawing or trying to flank us. Someone tried to fire LRMs at our commando
Leading, Commander.
and hit him 3 times. Not bad. Paradise,
Reporting.
which is our other hunchback, is going to move up and basically finish off this locust with all the medium lasers available. Click. 75% chance for all our weapons to hit. You can see how much heat this is going to generate. You bleed off heat as each turn goes on by a certain amount as well. But we're just going to fire everything.
Acquired and locked in.
So we took out the left leg. So both legs have been destroyed. So that mech is done. So we've already destroyed their scout from the looks of it. They do have another one, which is right here. And they're kind of staying in a...
Good to go.
We're going to try to get him in an overwatch position.
Moving to position.
I don't want to show my guys before them. Can I sensor lock one of these? Alright, Griffin 1 in. So that's the guy that's going to get... we're going to LRM him with our... with Kraken here.
Standing by.
Kraken is our guy with LRMs. We have a 55% chance. Nope. No, I can also move up and say, hey, what if I moved closer a little bit? Say to there. So we look, right? Weapon will tell us. Now we have an 80% chance of getting, because we're closer. So we're going to fire our LRMs at him.
Locking on target.
Not bad. We're basically we're almost like
Yeah.
I want to say kind of... So we're going to sprint. This is our big guy. I want him, or her in this case, I'm actually pointing on the screen here. I want him up on that ridge. So that way if I can get on the ridge, I can actually shoot down. Because that other 55 tonner is trying to work its way around as well.
What's the plan?
And I'd rather have the altitude on these guys than anything. So, and the only way they can get up to me right now is if they sprint. If they sprint, they can't shoot. So right now, this is more of a maneuvering game. My Locust can sprint out of the. Okay, so Kraken is gonna get. I'm gonna sprint Kraken out of there, and actually go right there.
Got it.
So whoever becomes basically has LOS first, Kraken will lob some LRMs at him. So far, our primary target's going to be the Griffin over here. Is that guy right there? This is probably another Locust at 25 tons. So what I'm going to do,
What do you need?
Arclight is still going to keep sprinting. But it's going to sprint up here.
Going full throttle.
Paradise, which is here, I'm actually going to probably hold Paradise a little bit.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, so now, theoretically... What went there? You're within the line of sight. I'm actually going to do a sensor lock. And see what that is. So that's a commando. So we know the commando's going to come around that corner next. So Paradise is going to go like this. Actually, Paradise is going to go here. Ooh. How about here? No. Let's go there.
As you wish.
My main worry is that other Griffin can actually move around and actually hit, so... You're evasive, you're gonna brace, because I know one of them is gonna... Probably that commando's gonna come up over that ridge. And you shoot first.
Commander?
So I'm gonna say... I'm gonna reserve these three. You can actually move them down one, if you want. Then there's the commando there. So, what I'm going to do is first is the Locust is going to engage with LRMs. Oh, you don't have line of sight. Okay. Yeah, you do. Being able to turn in place would be a good thing, but for some reason it won't let me do it. So you're now going to fire just our LRMs. They fire everything. I just want to get some damage in on that guy and kind of get him to soak up some damage a little bit. You can't figure out where he wants to put that back. Looks like some LRMs went at that 4G.
Good to go.
I want to engage this commando and get it killed as fast as I can. Because obviously these guys have LRMs. So I'm a little nervous about those. So we're going to fire everything again.
Alpha strike.
Some more LRMs are being launched from this guy over here.
You have orders?
Yeah, you're actually going to punch him. So melee, you click on the move button and click him. We have the height advantage. That was 80 points of damage.
You mess with me and you die.
That feels so good.
Yep.
Arclight here is actually in a good position now. So one of these guys needs line of sight. I'm actually going to not inspire someone. So inspire is giving someone the ability to do really well. Basically be really amazing at something. And basically give them a buff to all their stats. Right now, there's no one I want to inspire because no one's in combat. If someone's going to be engaging someone, shooting someone, or fighting them, I want to at that point, you know what? I'm going to actually go there. I'm going to spot this 55 tonner for us, and then our Locust is going to come down with the LRMs. Locust is Kraken, right? Yep, so you're actually going to hold. Yep, I know it's my turn. We're going to go Kraken. We're going to inspire Kraken so we can actually shoot better. Oh, they're 2 Shadowhawks. Okay, we're also going to use his multi-targeting. So these abilities are both passive and offensive, or defensive. Defensive and offensive. Defensive abilities are something like, for example, Arclight has here, which is not active. It just happens. Or offensive, which is what Kraken has, which is where I can actually click on it and turn it on. So I'm actually going to engage both the 2D. Oh, I only have the ability to engage one of these guys, huh? So it tells me I can hit both. Oh, if I move, okay. So first we're going to move there. Then I'm going to hit multi-tracking and say I want to hit you and you. Both are going to hit by LRMs. Because he's inspired, he gets boosts, so we're going to hover over the weapon here and just show you. So, indirect fire is a +4. Target moved is a +2. So technically we have a +6, but then we get the -1 for the hit differential. So it's a +5 to hit, but if we hover over this... Let's go right here instead. Inspired. When attacking, this unit ignores the cover. Guarded and evasive. All attacks not inside minimum range are guaranteed to hit. Basically, 85% of these LRMs are going to hit. So basically, it's a 4 damage times 5, so it's 20 damage per rack. We're probably looking at 15 damage per per each one of these. So this is the first one. They all hit. And this one looks like they all hit as well. So we did 20 points of damage each to these guys. Now here's the best part.
Yep.
We're now moving in our Hunchback here, a 4G. Height advantage, all these things. We're going to Alpha Strike. He's already taken significant damage to his right torso. So they took 20 damage, as you can see here. We gotta remember he's got jump jets, he's got LRMs, SRMs, an auto kit. So he can do quite a bit of damage if he wants to. He is a +2 to his defense. And he's also in water. Water bleeds off heat. I'm not worried though. I think we're pretty good ourselves. We took some hits to our left torso, which is over here, which is where our ammo is. So we gotta worry about that. Our ammo may get jammed by a critical hit, but I think we'll do pretty fine. We destroyed the left torso, which is where the autocannon is. We caught them. We made them unsteady. So he's booking it.
How might I help?
Paradise. So you can see right in the screen here, there's 3 different lines. We have this line here, which is my minimum range. Or, sorry, is short range. Here it's minimum range. You can see this other line. And then basically the blue line there is my long range. You can see it kind of right in there. If I can zoom out. Yeah, so you can see long range, medium range, and short range. If I wanted to use my missile, or my medium lasers, I would be a little worried trying to figure out how fast this Griffin is. Because if he comes up this walkway and goes here, he's perfectly within minimum range. So I'm actually going to try to line up this Griffin with my medium range. And I can't do any... you'll see that there's a line that goes like this, or like this. That is indirect fire. They're both hiding, actually, right now. Oh! I guess he's got a line of sight of from him from the side there, maybe? Alright, well, Kraken's going first. Kraken can hit both guys again from where he's sitting. So we're not going to move him. We're actually just going to target both guys again. We're going to try to soften them up with more LRMs.
Confirmed. Confirming.
65% this time. 3 hit. 4 hit, but they only did 2 damage that time.
Commander?
Witness is gonna... Oh, I forgot about the sensor lock ability. We gotta do that next time.
Yeah. Good to go.
It's actually gonna get you fired where you're sitting right now.
Firing everything I've got.
So this Griffin now is also noted as unsteady. I'm actually gonna fire on this one again. Our hit chances are a little less,
Copy that.
but we might as well do it. You can see all the damage we've done. We've done a critical hit sink hit. Heat sinks are what you use to bleed off your heat. I don't know if he's going to shoot. Oh, he's going to shoot. He did a fair amount of damage to us, but nothing too drastic. Paradise.
You have orders?
Yeah, I'm going to get Paradise to move in now. So we'll be just within minimum range, but because of the way the hill crests, we got to kind of get in that one spot there. And we're going to get a nice left torso shot on him. So the left leg is damaged. So you can see here in red what we're probably going to hit. So we can hit the left torso, which is taking damage. The left arm, that's taking damage. We could also theoretically hit the left leg. If we hit the left leg, well, the guy can fall over. I'm going to fire with everything because everything's at 90%. Our heat, as you can see here, won't really be affected too much. And the only thing that's actually going good for this this Griffin's sake is the fact that he moves, so he gets a +2 to his defense, which isn't that much. So it looks like 5 or... Wow, a lot hit there, actually. It looks like we took all the... Okay, so we took all the armor off this guy's left torso. He just destroyed the left arm for a commando. So with that in mind, Witness is going to sensor lock that one. It's like a ping or a narc. Like a Kraken is going to follow it up with multi-targeting and hit both of these guys. You can see it's 80% to hit both. But, if I'm not mistaken... There we go. Oh, it's visible. Oh, okay. So basically it's like pinging it on the map. So we're hoping that it hits this left torso. If it hits the left torso, it loses the left arm. On the left arm is nothing, but the right arm, I think, is where a lot of the weapons are. Yeah. Fortunately, we can do a cold shot. But well, at least we can probably do some damage here. Knock at some of its mobility. Even maybe hit one of its left leg and knock him over. Heat sinks in the leg make this mech very bit more efficient when it's in water. There's no mech lab to modify your mechs yet, but that's probably where I would put my heat sinks.
Got it.
Let's lob these LRMs in. And we're going to hit the other one. Looks like a lot of left torso hits there.
Yeah.
So arc light could hit both if we wanted to. If I fired at the Griffin here, I can't right now. Let's do this. We're gonna move back a little bit so we can hit that one Griffin we've been picking on. So its right torso or left torso, sorry, is pretty much chewed up. Its right torso is pretty screwed up, but we're gonna be hitting mostly his right side. So, I would love to hit that arm. Our AC-20 is going to have an 85% chance of hitting. Our heat's going to be building up a little bit more. But, if our weapons hit enough, we should push this person beyond the threshold, and we should knock them over. Our AC-20 hit, knocked off the arm.
How did that taste?
But we did not knock them over. It's going to fire its LRMs probably. No big deal. Guy's taking the brunt of the shots here.
Reporting.
Paradise, we're going to keep this guy within minimum range a little bit. Nope. I want to keep the mech within minimum. That's just... So the further you move, the less you actually can turn your mech. So always got to keep that in mind as well. If you go the max amount, you can't turn as much. Well, you're the only one I can hit. We got a 90% hit chance. We're going to almost get to that threshold where it's going to be hit too hot.
On target.
We critted its ammo. We hit the head. We should have knocked it over.
Cockpit, aren't you?
I think we just knocked him over. Wow! We still haven't knocked him over. So, as you can see here, this game, it gets very intense. Well,
Commander?
witness. Right now can't shoot any. Oh no, you can. But I'm not going to inspire. I'm actually going to inspire Arclight.
Mess him up. Mess him up.
Arclight will now get bonuses, obviously, to their stuff. So I'm going to move you to there.
Right, Commander.
See the parts of the mech that have been blown off.
Guys.
And you're actually going to Alpha Strike with your SRMs.
Roger that.
Took out the right torso. The head's pretty damaged. The other arm's damaged. It's going to fall over. Yes. So this guy's got no weapons at this point. I'm going Kraken.
What do you need?
Oh, actually, no. I'm going with Arclight. So you have the ability to do what's called a called shot. If a mech is down or powered down, you can do a called shot. I'm going to go for the head, and I'm going to fire everything. Because Arclight is also inspired, so I should get a kill here. But we hit the center torso.
Watch
So,
those heat levels.
we've taken some structure damage because we've overheated, as I mentioned. We're now beyond that little mark there that I mentioned earlier. So Arclight is going to be a little hot for the next little bit, which is no big deal. In the meantime, we're actually going to pick you and fire both LRMs. It's a lot of damage we've put in. This mech should start withdrawing. There we go. This is also the first match I haven't lost anybody. I'm actually impressed. Arclight, I'm actually going to run Arclight into the water. Paradise, you are also running really hot, so I'm actually going to sprint down, which means they won't shoot this round, but they'll be in a position to get in the water in the next round, bleed all their heat off, and then Alpha Strike again. Basically, and I'm hoping, right into the guy's back.
Waiting for orders.
Witness should still have line of sight. I want Witness to make sure that we have line of sight on this person. So I'm going to say, I want you to sensor lock. That way I do not lose line of sight. Kraken is going to, well, they're going to LRM this guy again.
Attacking from position.
Basically just keep softening him up. Hopefully do some more long-term damage to this guy. Arclight is going to also sprint down towards the water, but keep line of sight on the Shadowhawk. It sprinted, so it won't be able to move again. He's either sprinting or yeah, he's sprinting. Oh no, he's not. If you sprint, it's harder to hit you. Paradise.
How might I help?
So Paradise is just going to move regularly, because that'll put us right in the water. That'll cool us off, as you can see. And on top of that,
Confirm.
they'll be just at the very far end of our medium range, but we should be on the left arc, which is already damaged. So the left side is damaged, which means theoretically we can do some good center torso hits on this guy. It's all 90%. If I Alpha Strike, no big deal. It's got center lock, which means it should be getting countered. Yep. So, with that in mind, so center lock from the looks of it basically negates a lot of like extra stuff being done to it. And there we go. Action report. This is where it'll ask me about doing a survey. So overall, at the end of this whole thing, our commando did get some damage. It got its left arm blown off. Other than that, we actually did really good. Our hunchback, Arclight there, the one with the AC-20 that was kind of on the left side of our flank there a little bit, took some damage overall, but no big deal there. This is actually the first match where I've actually done this well. Our Locust didn't take a single hit. I mean, it was there for support more than anything, and just for help grinding down and stuff like that. Commando, which is our spotter, did really well. Enemy forces didn't fare so well, actually. It shows everything in red that we destroyed, everything in white that was okay at the end, and everything in yellow which was damaged. I'm assuming once we have a campaign, this is what we'll salvage, and then this is also what we'll be keeping. So anything in white that's a weapon, we would have salvaged it. Any body parts, I'm hoping. We can just salvage for scrap, for repairing of our mechs and things like that, or salvage the body parts to get those mechs long term. I'm hoping. That would be something very interesting that we could do. Or you can salvage the body parts to build the mech. Like, for example, this commando. All I need is a commando center torso now. And theoretically, I should still have the CT. The CT yet was destroyed, but at the same time, the back was fine, so it might be scrapped. But all I need is a center torso for one, and we have a commando. Repair it up, no big deal. We would have the arm, the left torso, and the head for our Shadowhawk. Or if we scrap them, we would just get the armor from them to then repair our own stuff. I'd be interested to see how this works out in the campaign. I'm actually very interested in that neutral forces that we're on. So that is a quick campaign or a quick little PvE or skirmish mode. Hopefully over the next couple months we'll be able to bring you campaign and some PvP. I'm waiting on one of my buddies to, well, we're waiting obviously on the patch for PvP, which will make this thing so much more fun. I've got people that have already challenged me, so we'll have to try some PvP in the future. But yeah, thanks for watching. Overall, I have to admit, I really love this. I wasn't expecting myself to love and enjoy this much as I do. I think it's that ability that you can run in and punch someone, and you just see the massive explosions and sheer carnage of weapons blowing parts off. The parts fall down hills, roll down cliffs, fall off cliffs, roll down hills. I'm liking it. I've only run into one bug so far that a lot of other people have with the melee. Other than that, we're looking pretty good so far. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.